How ready are you for the unexpected? Because let's be real, life throws curveballs when we least expect them. And when crisis strikes, the last thing you want is to be caught unprepared. But here's the real kicker. Some of the most valuable survival tools might not be available much longer. Regulations are tightening, and certain items that could be crucial in an emergency may soon become restricted, heavily regulated, or outright illegal. But preparedness isn't about paranoia, it's about taking action before it's too late. It's about having the peace of mind that no matter what happens, you and your loved ones are protected. The items we're about to reveal aren't just your typical survival gear. They're the overlooked yet game-changing essentials that could mean the difference between struggle and security when disaster strikes. So, if you want to stay ahead of the curve and secure these must-have preparedness tools before they disappear from the shelves, stick around. Some of these might shock you, but trust me, you'll be glad you knew about them. Let's get into it. 7. Water purification tablets. Clean water could become a luxury. Imagine this. Disaster strikes and suddenly clean drinking water is no longer a guarantee. Whether it's due to contamination, supply chain disruptions, or government-imposed restrictions, access to potable water can disappear overnight. That's where water purification tablets come in. These tiny but powerful lifesavers can transform questionable water into something safe to drink, protecting you from deadly waterborne illnesses. With a single tablet, you can eliminate bacteria, viruses, and parasites, ensuring that you and your family stay hydrated and healthy. Unlike bulky filtration systems, these tablets are lightweight, easy to store, and have a long shelf life, making them an ideal addition to any preparedness kit. But here's the real concern. Regulatory bodies could easily impose restrictions on these tablets, classifying them under controlled substances due to their chemical composition. It's not far-fetched to think that one day, purchasing water purification tablets might require special permits, or they could disappear from store shelves entirely. Don't wait until it's too late. Secure a stockpile while you still can. Because when disaster hits, clean water isn't just a convenience, it's survival. 6. Space blankets. The lifesaver you're overlooking. You might think of a space blanket as just a thin, crinkly sheet of material, but don't let its appearance fool you. This lightweight survival tool is engineered to save lives. If you ever find yourself in a situation where warmth is scarce, a space blanket can make the difference between surviving the night or succumbing to the cold. These high-tech blankets reflect up to 90% of your body heat back to you, creating an insulating cocoon that can help prevent hypothermia. Whether you're stuck in your car during a winter storm, out in the wilderness, or facing a power outage with no heat, a space blanket can be your best defense against freezing temperatures. Governments have been tightening restrictions on certain survival gear, especially items deemed military-grade or tactical. It's not outside the realm of possibility that space blankets, due to their effectiveness in extreme conditions, could be targeted for regulation. If you wait too long, you might find these disappearing from online stores or hiking supply shops. Stock up now and keep them in your car, bug-out bag, and home emergency kit, because when the cold hits and there's no way to stay warm, you'll be glad you planned ahead. 5. Pepper spray, your first line of defense. Personal safety is something you should never take for granted, and in a world that's becoming increasingly unpredictable, having a non-lethal self-defense tool is a must. That's where pepper spray comes in. It's compact, effective, and easy to use, giving you the ability to deter an attacker long enough to escape to safety. With just a press of a button, a burst of capsaicin-infused spray can cause intense burning, temporary blindness, and difficulty breathing, instantly neutralizing a threat. Whether you're walking alone at night, traveling to unfamiliar places, or simply want to have a layer of protection at all times, pepper spray is an essential tool. However, self-defense laws are changing rapidly, and some areas are already banning or heavily restricting pepper spray. Certain states and countries require permits or limit the strength and size of canisters, and it's not unthinkable that broader regulations could be on the horizon. Governments are cracking down on anything deemed a weapon, and pepper spray could be next on their list. Don't wait for restrictions to tighten further. Secure your pepper spray now and keep it in your car, purse, or pocket, because when danger strikes, your ability to defend yourself shouldn't be up for debate. 4. Survival seeds, the future of food security. What if one day you walked into a grocery store and found the shelves empty? Food shortages are a growing concern, and in times of crisis, the ability to grow your own food could be the ultimate survival advantage. That's why having a stockpile of survival seeds isn't just a smart move, It's a necessity. Unlike regular store-bought seeds, survival seeds are non-GMO, often heirloom varieties, meaning they produce crops that are more resilient, nutritious, and capable of reproducing year after year. With the right mix of fruits, vegetables, and grains, you can create a self-sustaining food source that lasts indefinitely. But here's the alarming truth. Food control is real, and regulations on seed sales are increasing. Governments and corporations are tightening their grip on agriculture, with patented, genetically modified seeds taking over the market. If you don't secure your own supply now, you could be left relying on whatever food is rationed to you in the future. Invest in a quality survival seed vault and start learning how to grow your own food today. Because when push comes to shove, the ability to produce your own food isn't just about survival, it's about independence. 3. Multitool, the ultimate everyday survival gadget. Imagine being in a crisis situation where you need to fix something fast. Maybe it's a broken zipper, a loose screw, or even an emergency repair on your car. In those moments, having a multitool can be a total game changer. This compact, all-in-one device combines pliers, knives, screwdrivers, bottle openers, wire cutters, and more into one pocket-sized tool. Instead of carrying a bulky toolbox, you have everything you need in the palm of your hand. Whether you're camping, working on DIY projects, or preparing for an emergency, a multitool is one of the most practical survival items you can own. But here's the concerning part. Some governments are starting to classify multitools under restricted items, particularly those that include blades or other sharp implements. Airport security already bans them, and certain regions have strict laws about carrying them in public. The last thing you want is to wake up one day and find out that purchasing a quality multitool is either restricted or impossible. Get yours while they're still widely available. When disaster strikes, you'll want the right tool for the job, and a multitool ensures that no matter the problem, you're always prepared. 2. Portable solar charger, the lifeline you can't afford to ignore. Picture this. The power grid fails and suddenly, electricity isn't a guarantee. Your phone is dead, your GPS is useless, and you're left completely disconnected from the world. No lights, no way to call for help, no access to critical information. In today's world, we rely on power more than ever before. So what happens when that power is taken away? That's where a portable solar charger becomes your survival lifeline. Unlike conventional chargers that require an electrical outlet, a portable solar charger uses the limitless power of the sun to generate energy. That means no matter where you are, deep in the wilderness, trapped in a blackout, or facing the aftermath of a natural disaster, you'll have a renewable, independent power source. These chargers can keep your essential devices running, from your smartphone and GPS to emergency radios and rechargeable flashlights. In an emergency, that can mean the difference between staying connected and being completely cut off. Governments are already tightening control over energy sources, and it's only a matter of time before portable energy solutions like these come under scrutiny. If power shortages or energy rationing become the norm, access to alternative energy options could be restricted or even outright banned. The reality is, control over power is control over people. If you wait too long, these critical devices could become unavailable or highly regulated. A portable solar charger is compact, lightweight, and an absolute must-have for any preparedness plan. Whether you're an avid camper, a survivalist, or just someone who doesn't want to be caught off guard, getting your hands on one of these now is a no-brainer. Because once the lights go out and the grid goes down, it'll be too late to realize just how much you depended on power. Stock up now before it's no longer an option. 1. Ham radio, the only communication that won't be silenced. Now, imagine a world where the internet is gone. Cell towers, shut down. Social media, emails, text messages, useless. When disaster strikes, modern communication is often the first thing to fail. Whether it's a cyber attack, a government-imposed blackout, or a full-scale emergency, you can't rely on your phone or the internet to keep you informed. But you know what will still work? A ham radio. A ham radio is more than just an old-school communication device. It's a lifeline. Unlike cell phones and Wi-Fi, which depend on centralized networks, ham radios operate on independent frequencies, allowing direct communication with others miles away. In times of crisis, this means you can call for help, receive emergency broadcasts, and stay in touch with like-minded survivalists. If the government shuts down public communication channels or enforces censorship, a ham radio ensures you still have access to uncensored information. Right now, governments are increasingly regulating radio frequencies, with some nations already requiring expensive licenses and imposing bans on certain bands. It's not a stretch to predict that soon, owning a ham radio without authorization might become illegal or heavily restricted. Controlling communication means controlling the flow of information, and in a world where free speech is under threat, the ability to communicate off-grid is priceless. Getting a ham radio now isn't just a smart move, it's a necessary one. Learn how to use it, connect with local radio networks, and make it a part of your emergency preparedness plan. Because when all other forms of communication fail, this could be the one thing that keeps you connected to the outside world. Don't wait until the ban comes. Secure your ham radio now while you still can. Final thoughts. Don't wait until it's too late. These essential preparedness items aren't just conveniences. They're necessities in a world that's growing increasingly unstable. The signs are already here. Energy shortages, internet blackouts, increasing government control over personal freedoms. One day you might wake up and find that these life-saving tools are no longer available for purchase. If you value your independence and preparedness, now is the time to act. Secure these items before they become restricted, banned, or impossible to find, because when the crisis comes, the only thing worse than being unprepared is realizing you had the chance to prepare and didn't take it.